Taping, good or bad? Hey, I'm Sarah from mostmotion, and I'm here with another video for every sports and fitness coach who wants to help their clients avoid the frustrations that injury bring and to help skyrocket their coaching performance as well. So, what do I mean when I talk about taping? Well, I mean everything from those fluorescent tape that you can see all over people's shoulders and knees and things like that, um, to strapping joints so that they don't move, like in rugby or tennis, for example. People often tape the ankles in those sports to try and help provide some support. Or we could be talking about the knee braces and things like that that people wear when they've had pain in the past. So the question is taping helpful to prevent injuries? And the answer to that really is that taping is a treatment method, which means that it's absolutely nothing to do with you when it comes to preventing injuries as a non-specialist coach. Okay, so when we talk about taping and strapping or bracing or anything else that you want to call it, we're talking about the treatment of particular problems, and in that situation it can be very helpful. So when we're looking at people who are wearing tape and things like that, they might be under the supervision of physio or somebody who's doing treatment with them, and it's part of their treatment plan, and that is very useful. But when you see people who have had the same knee brace for the last 10 years and they still wear it even though they don't have pain anymore, that's not helpful. And there's three reasons why that's not helpful. One is that it's limiting movement. And when you limit movement in a joint, you're asking the body to bypass that joint. Basically, you're eliminating it from the contribution to performance, and you're asking the other joints around the body to take the slack from that joint. So basically, you're just pushing the problem, the injury issue, from that ankle, for example, to the knee or the hip or the lower back or somewhere else instead. So yeah, you might not roll the ankle, but you might have a knee pain, you might have a hip pain, you might tear your hamstring, something like that, instead of the ankle problem. So the second thing is that injuries don't just happen on the pitch or the court. They happen in everyday life. So if you're trying to prevent somebody from rolling their ankles, for example, let's keep using that, on the rugby field or on a tennis court or something like that, and you're strapping it so it doesn't move, then that's reducing the connection to the brain for that joint. And that means that you're going to lose balance and coordination and things like that out on the street. So that means that rolling your ankle and doing the very thing that you're trying to avoid is actually more likely in a non-sporting situation when you haven't strapped that joint. So when you come to preventing injury, actually strapping that in that particular instance is making it worse. So the third thing is that injuries then become more serious. If your joints don't move, they become very stiff. They're not very pliable. They're not very flexible. They don't adapt very well to the environment they're in. So let's say you have very stiff ankles and you're going for a run through the woods or something like that. You wobble on a stone or you trip over a tree root. If your ankle isn't very mobile, if it doesn't move very well, and you do happen to land on the edge of your foot, you're much more likely to tear a ligament or do something that's more serious than just a minor muscle strain. And those more serious things take a lot longer to recover from, which means that you as a coach are on the sidelines for much longer. So why do people do it? If it's not very helpful, why do they do it in the first place? Well, the fear of the pain coming back is a huge, huge issue for a lot of people. If they've had knee pain, ankle pain, Achilles issues, things like that for a long time, and they put the knee brace or the ankle brace on, it can feel very comforting. It can feel like they're doing something practical to stop the pain coming back. And their belief is in the external tape or the external thing rather than the ability of the internal muscles, joints, all that kind of stuff. And nobody gave them a new experience. So their brain is just remembering the pain it had last time. And ever since that pain, we've just been asking the joint not to move. So the fear of that movement, that fear of that pain being recreated is massive. And these are just some of the physical and emotional barriers that people have when it comes to injuries and performance and things like that. And these things are absolutely stopping your coaching results. So what can you do about it? Well, it would take me a long time to explain everything that you could do about it, because there's absolutely tons you can do about it, even as a non-specialist coach. So I wrote the book on it, and you can get that book along with a whole load of other stuff that didn't make it into the book at unlockingfitness.com. So you can go there. If you haven't got the copy of the book yet, I highly recommend you go and do it now, because it will help you to establish exactly what is going on with your people and why they are having these issues, so that you can identify them quickly, you can do something about it very quickly, and you can help them get results from your coaching that nobody else has been able to get. So go ahead, go to unlockingfitness.com right now, go and grab a copy of your book, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.